Good morning, Academy 55. David Kahn here on Tuesday, the 18th of March, 2025. It's coming up to 5 to 8 in the morning. As you can see, a sell has just landed for the Academy 55 indicators and strategy. And we're in the sell zone. So I may be considering taking this when the conditions are okay. That means red volume, red trend, red wave. Following our Academy 55 indicators and strategy on the EUR USD on the 1 minute time frame. Like I say, gotta wait for things to turn red, and they could be doing that very soon if we continue this downtrend. But we shall see. Could be a very quick trade. Could be. You never know. But I'm 2.2 pips away. Make sure your risk to reward is in purple, your lot calc is in purple. You've got that all important 1% risk. And that's what we're looking for, the 1% risk thing. As you can see, we were heading down nicely, but we've got into a little bit of sideways movement, consolidation, which is not a surprise. But we are in the sell zone. I'll quickly put it on TradingView, put it on the 5 minute time frame. As you can see, there is the sell zone. Got a buy zone down there. These lines here are important support and resistance lines that are drawn up. They're lines of interest if price gets down to those levels, to reassess your trade or reassess everything you're thinking about and have another look. But I was thinking it was all systems go, but no, we're on a higher march to go even higher, which is okay. We haven't spent any money following the trades as it goes up. Now, have I got time to actually analyze the charts for you guys? I'm going to do that now. As I can say, as I told you, we have the sell zone here. Let's go to the 4 hourly chart very quickly. Take our indicators off. As you can see, we've got several points where we're as high as we were. We've got imbalance down here that needs to be filled. And indeed, all that candle there is imbalanced, don't forget. So that's looking on the 4 hourly. Put it quickly on the line chart. We've got a good point of interest there, look. There's a point, there's a point. Put it down to the hourly. Yep. So there we go. That's our point of interest. Put it on a daily. Go back on candles. And we're the highest we've been. Well, that was last Tuesday. But we're the highest we've been since November. Right, putting it back down to where we should be. Just in case we had a slight movement, but No, we wanted to go higher now, but we are in sell zone territory. Put our indicators back on. So it doesn't make any difference. We got to take the next. We could be taking the next sell, and this is where we are. Time is now, well, nearly 8. Well, another 20 seconds will be 8 o'clock. Let's look on the hourly time frame. Like I said, we've got all that candle there is in balance now. And we've got imbalance down here. We've got reasons for price to come down, but they're taking advantage of a weak dollar. Oh, back on the minute. Put our indicators back on. When I first introduced myself ages ago, it was a case of we might be taking a trade, but as you can see, it's they're taking advantage of a weak dollar. Which is pushing the EUR up. Well, they're really going for it, aren't they? But the next one on the rank is a sell for us. But as you can see, it'd have to come down a long way. I say long way, it's a minute time frame. So although it seems like a long way, if you was working an hourly or a 4 hourly trade, like some people do, that's not a long distance at all. But nevertheless, we are following the strategy and the indicators. If we get the chance. If it carries on up, there ain't much we can do about it, but just watch it, and that's fine. There's no way I would have taken that buy because we were in a sell zone then, too risky. And because we only need 1 or 2 trades a day, just have to wait, be patient, and get over your fear of missing out. If indeed you do suffer from that. Because at the end of the day, you ain't losing any money. We have a pretty strong volume going up at the minute. Nice of you to see so many people on with me today. So while things are still brewing and cooking, we will play this.
Hi, this is Steve, and in this short video I'm going to just show you the settings for the Trade Assistant to make sure that you've got the minimum 2 pip stop loss on the Euro USD or any currency pair, and how you set it for if you're trading a commodity like the US 100, because the settings are slightly different. So here you can see we're on the Euro USD chart here. I've got my risk to reward on the Trade Assistant locked at 2 to 1. I've got my risk balance at 1%. Lot calculator is on, and my little purple button here between the buy and sell is also activated. So we're ready to bring the Trade Assistant onto the chart. Now you'll notice here that we've got the stop loss set at 20. That indicates 2 pips when you're on a currency pair. And we can actually change that here by typing over it. So if I type in there 40 and just tab off here, you can see now we've got a stop loss of 4 pips because we're on a currency pair. In this example it's Euro USD, but it could be Euro GBP or any currency pair. So let's just put that back to 20 for our 2 pips. We'll click off here, and now we'll just put the lines on so that you can see that is showing us 2 pips over here on the actual tool, ready to actually get involved with a trade if that's what we were going to do. But that's not what we're here for now. I'm going to click off the lines here, and what we're going to do is we're going to change our chart from Euro USD to US 100, and I can do that by dragging it onto the screen here. You'll see it now switch over to US 100, and now you can see that stop loss says 20, and that's wrong for a commodity. So what we want to do here is come in here and type 2000. This is the equivalent of 2 pips on a commodity such as US 100. So now when I put the lines on, you'll see we've got the number 2000 here, and if I just zoom around, you'll notice the 2 to 1 still applies, 2000 and 4000 here, where we've got a $1,000 trade in place, risking $1,000 to win $2,000. So that's the number that you need to get your 2 pip minimum on. So the minimum number would be 2000. You could have anything above that if you're on a commodity like US 100, and the number will be 20, which is 2 pips equivalent if you're on a currency pair such as Euro USD. Hopefully you found this useful, and thanks very much for watching.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, we find all the videos that you do very useful. But here we are, state of play at the moment, waiting for a sell zone, because the way the indicators work, I'm sure you know by now, but we have buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy. So the next one must be a sell, and we're in the sell zone now, so it would be we've got the confirmation that we do take the next sell anyway. But whether that happens or not within our time together, we don't know. I go on the take the indicators off a minute. I do that because we only activate the indicators on the 1 minute time frame. And as you can see here, we've got imbalance down here, imbalance here, a wee bit of imbalance on there, on that candle there. So there's good reasons for price to want to come down. We'll see. What we've got to do is sit and wait it out, wait for the indicators to tell us when a good time is to get in, and tell us where to put our stop loss. At the minute, assuming that went red, stop loss would go there where the green wave meets the red. Keeping a minimum of 2.2 pips away, it may be down here actually. But waiting for everything to go red with a nice sell alert. Hopefully we can take a nice clean trade. But we are more or less in virgin territory here, as in it hasn't been up here for the price of Euro USD hasn't been up in this for several months. So it is getting higher. Reacting off a weak dollar. But what goes up must come down. We haven't got any red flag news. Uh, also, is your daily practice, as well as maybe putting in your support and resistance lines, also check the news as well. Prudent to do so. So, the euro marching ever closer. So, might have time to show you what happened um, yesterday evening. On the US 100. Do it very quickly, just in case things happen. Right, we're on the US 100 at 6 o'clock last night. And as we can see, price went into a sell zone. In actual fact, what I'll do is I'll move it to 6 o'clock because it could becomes a lot clearer. There's a definite sell zone because the sell zone did move up, but we're in sell zone territory at 6 o'clock. So we know to take the next sell. So we go down to the 1 minute time frame. Put our indicators on, and we know to take the next cell alert. So I'm just playing it on. But it's still going higher, but we know we're in cell zones territory. We're getting to about 6:45 UK time now. 7 o'clock. And things have started to turn a little bit. We do get a cell, but we put our short on, keep a minimum of 2,000 units, which is the equivalent of 2 pips, which is there. So let's have a look at this. Right. We had a cell, but with nowhere near the required distance. And then the parabolic cell flipped back up again. And now it's flipped back down again. So we put our there. We're not in the trade yet because we got an op candle. I'll just hang on. And here, just here is where we're in the trade. Oh, now that's debatable whether that was in or out. Just there, look. Very, very close to our stop loss. But as you can see, thanks to the zone, we had, well, it could have been a winner. Sorry, anyway, I did that really quickly because I'm not sure what's good. We're back on today's now. And as you can see, we are got bigger, a lot stronger volume for the buy on the EURUSD, which is okay. That's what it is. It is what it is. Trade what you see. That's what we're seeing at the moment. Nothing we can do about that. But so let's go back to that again very, very quickly. As you can see, we may have got away with that a little bit, but thanks to the zones, that I think that could very well have been a trade because that's where the stop loss would have been there, keeping a minimum of 2,000 units, which is the equivalent of 2 pips. And as you can see, that would have been a successful trade, and that was last night at, well, 7:15 and nearly 8 o'clock, 5 to 8 last night. If you were patient and diligent enough, you could have got your 2%. So all those trading it in the evenings here in the UK, hope that was you maybe. But going back to today, I'm a bit reluctant to stray away from this too much because although it looks like it might be a while, volume could creep in all of a sudden, and all of a sudden we could find ourselves maybe on the verge of a sell because we are in sell zone territory now. But I would suggest, because we're above, well, we're basically hanging around this area here. If it goes higher, then I think we're on maybe a bigger buy. But we're hanging around this area now. We're at 101.09500. We're sort of milling around this area. This is a psychological area for traders and bankers alike to think, should we do the next 50 pips or whatever, or should we just stay in this area and equalize the market as we go? Very much depends how weak the US dollar is and on their decision, I guess. Of course, we don't know that. If we knew that, we'd be millionaires. Or some of us have even more millions than we got already. So this is where we are at. So I'm going to throw open the chat. I can remember how to do that. Chat. Oh, there we go. So if anybody's got any observations they would like to make about what you've seen this morning, any questions at all, please do come forward and I will endeavor to answer them for you. in the meantime, I think we can play this.
Hi, this is Steve with a very short video to show you where to get the training for the indicators and tools we use inside Academy 55. So once you're logged into the members area, you'll see in the premium dashboard this section that's entitled Start Learning. And if you click here, that'll take you through to the learning library. Now, we'll say at this point, we highly recommend you watch each of these videos 2 or 3 times to get a full understanding of how everything works. Here you'll find tutorials on using the MT4 Trade Assistant and how to use the MT4 platform with the Trade Assistant. This is the longest video you'll find inside the platform. It's around 30 minutes long, well worth your time. Watch the video once, then maybe write a few questions down that you might have for yourself, and watch the video for a second time, and things will really start to make sense. By the time you watch it 3 times, you'll fully understand how everything works. So that's the longest video. It's about 30 minutes long, well worth your time. And then you can jump into individual trainings here for how to remove indicators. These videos are just a couple of minutes long. How to move MetaTrader around like you can in TradingView, Trading Assistant controls, how to do back testing in TradingView, how to draw vertical lines to mark out your hour, and so much more. And by the time you watch this video or see this video, there might be other trainings in this section. But everything here is well worth your time, and you find that, as I said a moment ago, from the main dashboard in the Start Learning section. Now, one more thing just to mention here. If you're looking for anything in particular, if you come down to the support name of FAQs, click on Get Support, and in this area you'll find a detailed FAQ section, and you can come through here. For example, if you're looking for an answer to a question about MetaTrader, have a look through these, and once you click through you'll find direct links to videos that give you answers to most of the questions that we get asked on a regular basis. So hopefully you found this useful, and back to your further training.
Yeah, thanks very much, Steve. Right, so we haven't missed a thing. I was monitoring that as you was watching that. But this is where we are at the minute, on the minute, waiting for the cellular. But we got to wait for price to brush past this, the wave, and all these to turn red in a timely manner to actually take advantage of any sell that may or may not occur. See if there's any latest little bits of nuggets of news. Euro trades steady ahead of Kivo and German fiscal plan. Market talk. Let's see if I think I saw that. That's at 10 o'clock today. Indeed. Yeah. So I just bring in my FX book. As you can see, we have red high impact news at 10 o'clock UK time this morning. In another hour and a half's time, German news. So that might move price a few pips one way or the other. But that's like I said, that's not for another hour and a half. So in the meantime, they could be taking advantage of a weak dollar and driving as high as they can and continue this trend. I don't know, because if that news is strong enough, I don't think it would be, but if it's strong enough, what you could find with news is sometimes they'll move all the way down here within the space of like a minute or two to take out all the imbalances and then proceed again, equalizing the market using that news to do that. And that's what can happen sometimes. Not suggesting that will just may happen, you know. But like I say, always say we trade what we see, not what we think. But that's the way markets can handle themselves sometimes. It's a bit like fishing, this is, you know, on a nice lake, just waiting for a bite. We've got the bait. This is our bait. We've got the bait. All we want now is a bite. And this here is the landing net. But to start fishing, we got to make sure we don't fall in and fall asleep and fall in in the lake. And just be patient and wait for that bite. All the A's onwards today. Adrian, Anna, and Anne. Steve, and a few more. Nice to see you guys. Are you really taking advantage of the zones? Like I showed you earlier on, a lot of people trade after their work in the evening here in the UK. And don't forget, oh yeah, and don't forget the American daylight savings is still on. So at 1:30 today, things get hot up a bit as far as volume is concerned on the US 100. Instead of 2:30, usually it's 2:30 most of the year, but this time of year we're only 4 hours difference from New York time, just for until the end of March, and then we catch up again, and then it goes back to 5 hours. So consequently, volume kicks in. The New York Stock Exchange will open at 1:30 UK time. So that's when the volume kicks in. From a personal point of view, my mindset isn't completely on trading at the moment. Um, Domestic issues. My mother's in hospital at the moment. I mean, I've had a bad fall, and I've had to arrange carers and all this sort of thing to um, get ready for her coming out of hospital tomorrow. She's fine now, but but just saying that because things like that can alter your mindset, and if you find, um, I think women are better generally than men, decompartmentalizing their minds, if you know what I mean. But if you struggle from not thinking about one thing to thinking about trading and all that, and vice versa, um, just leave the trading go for a while. I mean, I mean, it doesn't affect me that much now because I've got so many years behind me doing all this stuff, and I've done it for so long. It's like falling off a log. But if you're new to trading and all that, and you find that things are on your mind other than trading, best just to leave the trading alone because at the end of the day, you could end up losing money by making maybe one little mistake or whatever, which you would have got picked up had your mind been 100% focused on what we're doing. That's why we only like trade for an hour at a time, so we can maintain that focus. But in a way, that's good that we've got these indicators to more or less do 95% of the job for us, telling us what to do, green, 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 buy, red, 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 sell, telling us where to put the stop loss and all that good stuff. So 95% of the job's done for you. But if life gets in the way, sometimes it's best just to give yourself a break and say, well, no, because you've got to make sure you're 100% focused on the job in hand with trading, because at the end of the day, it's money. Even though you're on demo, I want you to treat it like real money and be as focused and give yourself the best chance, just like you're giving yourself the best chance of price going into the sell zone. Give yourself the best chance mentally to make sure you can maintain 100% focus on what you're doing. And if anything else gets in the way, it's fine. Leave it for a little while till you get back to that focus again. The main thing is not to lose money. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So this is where we are at on the when are they going to decide to come down to equalize all these imbalances here? Are they going to rely on the German news? I doubt it very much. I don't think the German, even though it might move significantly, I don't think it would move significantly enough to come down a lot of pips. I could be wrong. Usually they wait for American news because the US dollar is 50. If you imagine a pie chart and there's 8 key forex pairs: the euro, the British pound, Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, the yen, all a piece of the pie, 8 of them, and then the American dollar. The American dollar takes up generally 55% of that pie. So what happens with the American dollar usually is, like they say, if America sneezes, the rest of the world catches a cold. Same thing in markets. But right now we are going to change over to the MT4, because all of a sudden I can get this looking something like it. Right, we're waiting for we've got a red volume just appeared. Paraboxar has gone above the price, but we're still within this this consolidation zone. We've got to wait for the red wave, the red trend, and a red alert, of course, sell alert, which may or may not happen. It just might be a bit of a consolidatory thing and then carrying up again. It might, just like it did here and here. And we're not very far away from that psychological area, only a couple of pips either side, so they could be waiting for the German news at 10 o'clock, whether it's going to be good or bad news for the euro, and act accordingly after that. I mean, so this could be going on for a while yet, you never know. But we're on the MT4 now, just in case we do get a bit of a volume downward. You never know. Like I said before, that's why we tend to do an hour at a time to maintain our focus. Because at the end of the day, you are dealing with money. For a lot of you at the moment, it's on demo, and you may feel you don't really care because it's only on demo. But I would say to you, please try and treat it just as if it is your money. So hopefully one day it will be. And it's best to start off as you mean to go on. The question we've got to ask ourselves now, as of now, is this going to be more of a commitment for the sell side, or is it going to be more of the same sideways movement? Really, I'm going to be governed by the actions of this trend line. Waiting for that to go red to give me a good solid commitment that we are attempting to have a little bit of a trend downwards. after all this buying power. And the key thing is, while we're watching like this, you're getting to see what price is capable of doing, what price can do, and you're not costing you any. It's not costing you your any percentages in your trade account to do that. But as you can see, we are going crab-like at the moment, which it does 80% of the time anyway, even on the 5 minute bigger picture and so on. So we shouldn't be surprised that this is actually happening. And as you can see, that parallel SAR has flipped down again. So maybe on a bit more of a buy. But this whole area here is price resting while it's picking up orders, buy or sell orders. And when it's picked up enough of either one or the other, that's when they make the move. Like I said, we can't activate a buy. And even because technically we won't get a buy, we'll get a sell the next one. But if we had a short sell and then it went on buy, I still wouldn't, or we still wouldn't take the buy because we are in the sell zone. And like I said before, we only need one or two trades of the day, probability wise. So if you're prepared to wait, what you can do is, like I say, go to the 5 minute time frame. Oh, no sell zones. Interesting. Not at the minute. That might become a sell zone if it carries on for a length of time. That you might find that is a sell zone will appear. So what you do is you get your horizontal ray, put it at the beginning of the zone, whether it be a buy zone or a sell zone, and then you add an alert. So when actually you'd want that a bit further back, obviously there, not too far away from where price is now, and you right click and you add alert on whatever, whether it's a buy or a sell. So when price crosses that line on the 5 minute time frame, you will be alerted on TradingView, and then you'll know to come to the table and assess it by going down to the minute time frame and assessing whether you think it's a trade or not. Or you may be prepared to wait for an amount of time for it to develop. just in case you need to do anything else on your computer or but we're coming up to 10 to 9 now. And the banks and institutions know, sorry, the banks know when things are going to happen, but obviously we haven't got that. We're not privy to that. Still picking up all these orders. That's why you see the sideways movement. See if we can get any clues from the candles, previous candles on the 5 minute time frame. Well, you can see there is that sideways movement. We have a imbalance here and imbalance there. So that's good. That needs to be filled out, but are they going to be waiting for news items in which to do that? We've got imbalance down here also, so we've got quite a lot of imbalance that needs to be equalized. But we can see, is this a bearish flag? Sorry, I go there. But got indecision here at 25 past 8, indecision. And then the sellers came in, tried to make a bit of a move. But the buyers crept in, made it indecision. Buyers crept in again, and now a bit more of indecision. So it's not really telling us much, to be fair, other than we're going sideways. And we knew that anyway. So but things are leveling off now. Indeed, we are heading south again, so my NT4 back on. If I do take a trade in the next 5 minutes, I will go on mute and I'll leave it run for you guys to see. If that does happen. But if it doesn't happen in the next 5 minutes and we get to 9 o'clock, I will say goodbye and get on with the rest of my day as you will. But the trend line's gone red now, interestingly. We've got a red volume. As soon as I said that, it went green again, but it's so close to going red or green. But we've got to wait for the wave to go red and the parabolics off to flip above as per our strategy, and the all-important sell alert to take place. And that may or may not happen in the next few minutes. I mean, looking at all this lot, we could be getting the same until this German news at 10 o'clock. Could be a scenario as well. There we go, the trend line's gone red again. So it's on the cusp. Right, so Parabolosaurus flipped above. So is this the start of heading on downward, or is it just more of the same? Like I said, the trend line's gone red. Volume ribbon red. When the stop loss has got to be there. This could be an opportunity. But I'd like to give it a few more pips than 2 pips to sort of really confirm it because of all this sideways movement, really. I might be prepared to give it 3 or 4 pips because we got imbalance down here. So, right, I'm going to put my stop loss there. So I'm going to lock that in just in case this carries on down. Can't do nothing yet anyway. We haven't got no sell alert. And that's the important component, obviously. Pull that back up again. Make sure I'm price down here to break out of these areas to give me a bit more of a commitment for it is going to be on a deeper sell. But all I'm seeing really is more of the same, although it looked promising. Flatter to deceive. And the action is more of a sideways action than a trending action, which is what we want. And indeed, the wave has turned green again. And the time is 9 o'clock. So we will have a little break there. I'll leave this if anybody wants to take a screenshot of this. This is where we're at the moment. What will happen? Don't miss next week's episode. Could be more of the same for a while. Don't be fooled. Wait for a decent commitment that it is going to be selling, because I thought that could be it, but no, it carried on up again. So with that being said, we will convene again tomorrow and speak to you guys soon. Bye for now. Good morning, it's David Cohen here on Tuesday the 18th of March 2025, and here looking at the EUR/USD on the 1 minute time frame, following our Academy 55 indicators. If any was on my live this morning, you realised that I was waiting for this sell to appear, and we run out of time on my live, but I have indeed now taken the sell, and I'll put it on fast motion and we'll see how it goes. Thanks for your time. Bye.